And welcome to round 3 of the Guild Ball English Championships here at Steamforged Games HQ. I'm Dominic Westland.
And I'm Dave Cameron.
Okay, that didn't work. Okay.
That really didn't. It's still not work. You've swapped the party popper.
There we go. We got it. So the game we have now is Charles Nurse's Union CN3 against Michael Cumber's Brewers. In terms of the kicking off and who's receiving, Union are receiving, which means, of course, by default, Brewers are kicking off. And in terms of the teams, on the Brewers side, we have Hooper, Veteran Decimate, Corker, The Best Boy, O'Spigot, and Friday. And then on the Union side, we have Blackheart, Coin, Benediction, Minx, O-Rage, and Decimate. In terms of the cards, we'll just peel through those quickly. The Brewers have Get Back In There, Go for the Knees, Seize the Initiative, Wingbacks, and Sell It to the Crowd. I believe they have Sell It to the Crowd. And what do the other team have? Union have Grudge Match, Keep the Ball Moving, Lone Striker, Keep Your Chin Up, and Midfield General. So, good mix of cards between both. I believe they both have a 7, which is kind of what you want. Really, no one's got more high than others. But both very accomplished players. It'll be very interesting to see, more so on the Union side, how some of the new poster art things come into play.
This is very true. Union have shot up in popularity. There's quite a lot of Union players this weekend. Charles being one of them. All of them in the Union really having had quite a significant buff in the errata. So let's see.
Although, and the Union are getting exactly what they want, aren't they? Because they ideally want to receive in this situation. Their kickoff pressure isn't quite there.
It isn't.
Kickoff's okay.
Union don't do a huge amount if they don't get to receive.
And it's kind of a bit of a downer for the Brewers as well. Because Cork's quite strong either way, but he ideally wants to get the ball so he can start producing tinnies.
That's true.
So we'll have to see how this kind of pans out. Like I said before, both very accomplished players.
They are. This is exciting. This is. I think they're both on WTC teams, if I'm not wrong.
I know Charles Nurser is. I believe Cumber is as well.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
At the very least, that's the level that we're talking of players. So we are probably going to get more wrong than they will, to be honest, in terms of second guessing what they're planning.
Yeah. I mean, who can fathom the mind of Charles Nurser?
This is true.
He's the bad boy of Guild Ball.
It is a dark and scary place.
So looks like we're still doing the setup here. The Union seem to be going nice and wide.
They're going to have to, depending on where that kick-out goes. But Brewers very bunched up, very near the edge of the pitch. Not overly surprised when Veteran Decimate is walking around.
Exactly.
You've got to stay in that safe square in the middle of the pitch.
This is the safe area. Do not leave the safe area. I'm not sure if you saw it, but Beard Minis put out a kind of a safe area diagram of Veteran Decimate this week. And it was essentially a black square around the centre of the board marked safe. And you are safe here.
So just while Michael does his kick out, I thought, why not let's say hello to everyone who's watching over at home, whether you're in the UK, whether you're abroad. I know we've got at least one person watching from Canada, so hello.
Hello.
And hello to anyone from various YouTube, Facebook, even Discord groups that are watching. Do drop us a line in the YouTube chat if you've got any questions, or if you think we've got anything catastrophically wrong.
I would not be surprised on the latter point.
Speaking of catastrophically wrong, Veteran Decimate looks like she may be trying to punt the ball way up into the top left of that pitch.
Oh, yeah, that's a kind of an open left-hand side there for Charles.
But that terrain piece may block that ball from going exactly where he wants it to.
Yeah, I think if you want it to go in that direction, you probably almost want to move almost straight forwards and hope you get a nice kind of curve over that way.
Yeah, aim for one. So he's still thinking about it. Luckily, this is not on clock. Do you think clock is going to be a major factor in this game?
Oh, I mean, definitely. I mean, if you think about it, the Corker team is all about kind of saving resources for future turns, which they're going to have to do even slower now that they don't have the ball. And I think, although it's not it's a little bit of a fighty Union team. It's not a V-Rage one, so it's not the most fighty. But they're also going to want their time because you. But then again, you don't want to. I guess because the Brewers team isn't getting the ball, you haven't really got that pressure of, well, I need to engage quick, because the longer I leave this, the more time they're producing tinnies. They'll still be doing it, but they're going to be doing it a whole lot slower.
That's interesting. Although He has one momentum for kicking off. Oh!
Direction 4,
so
6 inches.
We have an air punch by Michael. It's exactly where he wanted it. It doesn't hit the terrain piece.
I mean, I think Minx is on that side is still probably getting it, but it's going to be...
That's all the Minx is doing that turn.
Yeah, and we're off. Switzerland has arrived in the YouTube chat. Hello to Swiss commentators. Blue Tack from Germany as well. Australia, Mr. Perry 64.
Well, hello to Sweden, Germany, and Australia even. It's not even a crazy... Actually, it is a crazy time in Australia. What are you? Something like midnight? Maybe.
Dedicated. Dedicated. So, starting to get our allocation from the Union here. Oh, look, you can tell Charles is a practiced veteran of the stream. Just putting it nice out, not piled up for us. Whilst Kumba's, I swear Kumba's doing this to Trollis.
Yeah, he's going to do everything he can, I think.
So it looks like we have 4 on Decimate, 3 on Hooper, couple on Cork, and 1 on the Dog. Fairly obvious standard.
So we need
boilerplate Corker list, boilerplate first turn plan.
Yeah, so Mist is going to go and get that ball. It's unfortunately all she's Minx, sorry. Unfortunately all she's doing, all they're doing this turn.
Probably not even in range for a kick, I think.
Yeah, just
Kick
booting
space.
it free. But it's still...
I mean, it's not going to be... I think we can say it's not going to be an explosive first turn, so this is not
I
too
think,
bad.
yeah, because of that, it's going to be a very careful first turn.
Kick's not accurate. Yikes.
Both players, I think, being new to Union. Everyone, basically, being new to Union, really.
Union, if you will.
I won't. Why are you the way you are?
Well, one day when Mr. and Mrs. Westland loved each other very much.
Uh-oh. That's not in the range of Decimate, is it? And she probably doesn't even want to go and get that, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, Dogger goes. Peeling around the back. Both the buffs
Double buff Decimate we have for Michael. That's, I would say, not...
What is double buff?
Double buff.
Look, like the 1 token isn't even on the proper way. This is a travesty of the great institution of Guild Ball.
So we got a snake.
Snick.
Getting that ball to Decimate. Decimate and Decimate. This is going to get confusing.
Yeah.
Vesimate?
D1, D2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we go Odes.
Decimate, Vesimate.
Vesimate. Boom. Shake on it.
We just got some gyrating in the commentary booth here. I'm scared.
Corker popping out tinnies, putting both of Hiv buffs onto Decimate, and then another buff going on to Hooper there.
So for those of you who may not know, I think that means that Decimate now has +1 attack.
Yes.
She has second wind.
Yes.
She will add a knockdown to the first successful attack she makes.
She has another point of armor.
And another point of armor.
So that's a 3/2, +1 damage.
Tough hide.
Extra knocking down Decimate.
I think we're winding up. Oh,
I'll take throwing up in my mouth for 1, please.
So, although he's done all this, Michael still might decide to be quite conservative. He still has that option.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're loading her up in case the opportunity arises.
Yeah. Oh, and we've got Spigot coming over, probably using a beer token for a free.
Time's called. Called it.
Time's called. Do we have every possible buff now on Decimate?
Now, if you were playing, if you were the Brewers here, would you go in, and what do you think would be your primary target?
I think you've kicked off, so you've got last activation. Your last activation is going to be Decimate. If Charles is conservative and isn't going to get that goal, you just head towards something. I don't think it really matters. You're probably going to want something like Rage. If Rage wanders too close, which I don't think he's going to do.
Use the lack of 2-inch melee zone on Rage to your advantage, no counter-attack.
And you'll be able to bring him probably to the halfway point at the very least.
Tool up on Blackheart from Rage.
So again, we're putting all the buffs out. I think, do we have Stand Firm from Benediction? Does he have Stand Firm?
Yeah, still a Stand Firm, yeah.
Well, there you go, then we do. And Tooled Up from Rage, who, again, hasn't fallen into that trap. He hasn't wandered too close to Vesimate.
There you go, remembered it.
He's wandered away, assuming that the Brewers are going to come into him. Now, see, Vesimate's now measuring her threat range to see if she can get into, as I said, just something.
Maybe Minx. I think Minx looked like she was just in or just out by a hair.
Minx.
But we can see on both sides of the pitch, both teams think in a very similar position. I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to have my toys over here.
The Brewers players are. Michael's very happy to do that because he can just add beer tokens all day until their lines finally meet.
Mr. Perry 64 on the chat, daring them to put another buff on Decimate. I dare you. Steady on in the chat. Steady on. None of that talk here.
Friday could Dirty Knives whoever she's going to go and attack, and I'll count that as a buff on Decimate.
This might be Decimate going. Oh, no, it's Hooper.
No, this is Hooper. Tough Skin himself.
Okay.
Can't put it onto Decimate.
What a
She's
sham.
already got it.
What a sham.
Look it up. Interesting. I'm sure there's a very specific reason he wanted to go exactly there. I don't know what it is.
Look at that pile of tokens next to Decimate. Like.
Oh. Michael's upset there. They activated Hooper and went there. As I said, I thought there was a very specific reason he stood Hooper exactly there, but there wasn't.
Well, he said I should have activated Decimate instead. I'm like, well, I'm not entirely sure whether it would have gotten you. And I think Blackheart could have maybe responded. I don't think Blackheart would do a lot back.
That's true.
You know.
Also, he's muttering under his breath, Michael, that he's made a mistake here.
Ooh.
Do we think Blackheart is rushing in?
Dun 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 dun.
So we have a Blackheart activation. We got a Shadowlike.
Ooh, free pass from Benediction.
Free pass thanks to Benediction. A new errata change.
I think we're going to see a lot more of Benediction nowadays. That works.
I think, yeah, once per turn, someone within 6 can make a free pass. So that's, I say pass, he's using it for a free 4-inch dodge, essentially.
Not bad.
So he's still got all 6 influence.
Imagine that in a list with Harry. Oof, brutal. Dodging to where the yellow base is with a charge into Decimate. Taking the crowd out from Hooper. Man doesn't care. Charles, dangerous nurser.
So we're tooled up. How much damage is Blackheart doing these days?
I mean, you've got the tough hide, so it's effectively
tough hide
printed
2
damage.
armor.
Printed 2 damage effect, yeah. Whatever his printed damage is, basically, that's what we're looking at.
But there is no counterattack, interestingly.
Yes, stand firm. So knockdown wouldn't be important.
Stand firms on Decimate?
Yeah, I believe so. Oh, sorry, no, on Blackheart. So the counterattack would be like...
No, but there's no counterattack coming in from Decimate.
Ah, sure.
Because there's no momentum.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is probably why, because if he can... So he can knock her down and not end engaging her. She's going to have to stand up. She's going to have to acrobatics in.
Yeah, I think that's... I mean, I find this when I'm playing into Vestimate with my farmers, making the influence she does have as inefficient as possible.
As inefficient as possible.
Momentous 1 damage, double dodge, of course staying on 1-offs, tough hide and tool ups. Blackheart's wrapping around a little bit. Now outside of Hooper.
Still not sure that he's not threatening to, kill the world, and he doesn't have the ball up there for a goal.
Yeah, you've got to worry how on earth he's going to get back.
Is he going to regret being there in front of... Ooh.
And taking the 1 damage double dodge again. Another swing. I wonder if it's just to try and get initiative for next turn.
Maybe.
Non-momentous 2. Momentous 1 double dodge again.
Of course, he's got second wind.
Oh, yeah. Is it Decimate to a second wind?
Yes.
That's what the other token was. Okay, that's how he gets back.
I'm sure they've already spotted that in the chat that he had second wind on him. We didn't. Because that's how there's no momentum. So all he can do is stand up, acrobatics, and then second wind.
Yeah, it's not worth throwing.
So we've got a bit of value from that. We've got 5 momentum to Charles.
Not bad.
And that's why. So there was a very specific reason he put Hooper in that very specific area. It was to try and threaten Blackheart.
I wonder what cards we can expect from the two of them.
We've got a 5 momentum lead for Charles.
I mean, how healthy is Decimate looking?
Decimate, I think I've got it down as on 9. I don't think he kills her in one
range.
attack.
No, not without a buff.
Oh, bless him. Charles picked up the momentum and then...
That man is the best of us.
There was some debate over whether he had 5 or 4. He had 5, but he's
what
given...
a sweetheart. When I grow up, I want to be like Charles Nurser.
So I think Charles is taking first activation. Loading up Black Heart with a few. Actually, no, not too many.
Oh, no,
no
not too many. Here
we
go. Just doing them one by one.
Just to mess with the commentators.
Crucially for the Brewers now, going second, they get that free momentum for the more tinnies.
They do get momentum for more beer tokens.
2 on Decimate. 3 on Minx. Kumba saying, you can't do that to me again. I've got beer now. So we have 3 on Minx, 1 on Rage, probably for a tool up, 6 on Black Hearts, 2 on Decimate. Oh, look at that allocation from Kumba. Practiced. Wonder what the cards are. Ronan, just grab us the cards. Just going to go and get Ronan, go and grab us the cards so we can relay that information back to you.
Shadowlight's back.
Huh.
Jog's back.
Uh-huh.
So he's using On My Mark to make Benediction pass the Decimate. We get it.
So that works.
And On My Mark is not once per turn, so we're using it again for for Decimate to pass to Blackheart, and then he's running away.
Just to reset the lines.
He's got the ball, he's got the momentum, he's dropped it back onto Decimate.
Nice. That's not bad.
So he's managed to, yeah.
Quaff loading up Decimate with Second Wind and Pick Me Up. Now, if you look at that little clock lead that Kumba has, I feel that's only going to get even larger as the game goes on.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, as good as Charles is, Union and New, you know, they've only really been out in this current form for a little bit.
Union,
if you will. There you go. You got that from someone really smart. Whereas, of course, this cork list has kind of been doing the rounds for a while now. I think this might tip things. I think
Michael knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
And even if he's going to be slow, I think he's going to slowly trudge to the middle of the board this turn. There we go. We're handing out more beer tokens with Corker. Slowly walking forwards.
It looks like both buffs on to...
No, one on Decimate, 1 on Hooper. Who knows which is which, because he's not naming which ones he's doing.
Cool. So in terms of the cards, we've keep your chin up on the Union and go for the knees onto on the Brewers. You'd have to imagine the go for the knees was on Decimate, I would imagine.
I think that's probably one of, at least, there's already a pile of tokens next to Decimate. So, yes.
This is Chaos Theory. Decimate's moving around. Friday's going, just moves back over to the safety of the
huddle. We're bunkering up.
Yeah. Looks like we're just going to trade hits here and
the
there.
Union have the ball. They're going to have a momentum lead, I would imagine.
Well, I think as long as the Brewers can get out enough to get out their beer tokens, I think they're perfectly fine with that. Bonus timing a pass from Benediction to Rage. Yeah, nails it.
Keeping a momentum. What?
What's
He's
up?
taken a momentum and dodged Benediction. Unless I've missed something there.
Very likely.
But okay. So again, we're just... That was a very slow-moving scrum. Happily just to add beer tokens every turn until something explodes.
See, it's like, I mean, they get better at it with the ball, but even without the ball, as long as they have the one, that's kind of happy with that. Vet Rage jogging over to Pine Minx. Bonus timing a pass onto Minx.
We get it.
Gets it. Dodging Minx.
Minx is going to dodge back.
Ultra conservative.
Very cagey. Very cagey. I do hope that you guys have the next 76 minutes free, because that might be how long this game takes.
Grab a cuppa, grab some snacks, get a nice groove on the couch. We're in.
Get on over to the Steamforged store while you've got a spare minute.
Now, why would people need to go to the Steamforged.com store? David Cameron.
I've got no idea.
It's because the new rookies are there,
The new rookies are up for pre-order as of yesterday. You can order Nomad.
Yes.
You could order Nomad. You could order Nomad, or if you really wanted, Nomad.
But there's also Champ, Cameo, and Flea.
That's the one.
And they'll be going out at the end of April.
Ooh, end of April?
End of April. August, even.
Delays announced.
Oh, my God.
Delays announced.
Oh, my God. I've become part of the... Oh, no.
Stuff is happening. Minx is passing to Benediction.
Yes.
And she's not dodging, she's not coming in.
Sit on the momentum.
Which is gonna...
Is this Decimate's activation just going forwards that much?
Probably. I doubt she's coming in.
Healing herself.
So everyone's just slowly getting more drunk. The Union are backing off. Brewers are slowly advancing. Eventually, you can't.
So looking at acrobatics and second wind combined, it's going to move forward just an inch.
7-minute time difference. I agree. I think this is going to end up being key.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just down to how practiced one team is over the other. So grudge match coming from the Union, I believe, and a +4 card coming from the Brewers.
Grudge match onto Decimate. Who would have thunk it?
Standard.
So we've got a grudge match going on to Minx.
Minx, yeah, not bad.
That seems to be made with more purpose by Charles than with Michael.
And it looks like Kumba's been told to go first, so Union banking the home side momentum.
Yes. I was wondering last turn, Blackheart wasn't in a horrible position. Would it have been a good idea to have gone second with Union? But you still want to escape with Blackheart first.
It's
so
that
maybe
whole,
not.
I know that Union have, they're not new. They're not new Union. But they've changed enough. It's kind of still a little bit of an untested water situation, It's like, what would have been the right thing to do in that situation?
Just look at the health pools. Exactly the same as it was. Except Decimate, who remains on, I think, 9.
Quaff moving up. Oh. Catching him out on momentum there. Means Corker's either not going to be able to put out any tinnies this turn or be delayed from doing so. Unless they already have max. Do they already have max?
No, they've got 2 each, and you can have 3. But I think Corker can use his own beer token
to make more beer tokens. So grudge match, as we said, for the Union, and then wing backs for the Brewers.
I don't think the Brewers are using their cards particularly for any buffs.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if we cycle through all these cards at least once.
Well, this double buffing nonsense.
All the buffs.
Wind, get up. One punch Decimate. Decimate on the Union side, second winding Blackheart, moving to the goal.
Maybe I'm wrong. Corker didn't use free bar. Didn't use his heroic.
I guess 2's enough.
But it's free.
It's free real estate. Time's called going up. They may have just missed it. Again.
Maybe.
Lots of stuff going on. Who can fathom what's happening here?
You can use beer tokens for heroic players, can't you?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah,
Spigot just did it.
Yes. I'm sure I've missed something. I trust Kumba implicitly when it comes to...
Or he might just feel that 2 is plenty.
Maybe he has. Just discussing that Blackheart has a 14-inch threat. Maybe more.
Well, he's got the legendary if he wants to use it, but it's probably a poor... It's not a very value-driven use of it at this point.
So we're staying out of 13 of Decimate. So
stand firm going
stand firm on Blackheart to counteract the Whiskey Chaser from Decimate.
Or at least one of them.
We've got an irresistible force moving an immovable object in this.
Friday just scooting around the back.
Oh, we did get some use out of wingbacks. We got a Shadow Light from Friday.
She has it anyway.
Yeah, ignore me. There we go.
What?
Minx is just going for a sprint.
Oh, going out a bit far. Are you okay there, Charles? What are you doing out there? How did that get there? Rage of Blackheart.
So we've got Rage with 1 on him. I'm not surprised. That might be for a tooled up.
Hooper Toughskin himself moving around to the other side.
Sprinting around quite far with Time's Called. Wasn't exactly measured, but I'm sure.
We'll allow it, question mark. Oh, tough skinning Corker on his opponent's clock, but, it's a friendly game here.
So Rage coming in, probably going to tool up Blackheart.
seems likely.
And then this is a good example of why you want last activation. What's Decimate going to do?
I wonder if the Union plan here is just going to go in kind of like 2-turn cycles. One turn, load up, load up Black Hearts. Next turn, wheel him back in, do on my marks, then just repeat that every other turn.
Could be. He's already, you know, done about a third of Decimate's health.
Mm.
So they're just discussing Blackheart's maximum threat range. Unknown seems to be the answer, with a combination of Shadowlight, the legendary, passes, on my mark, all sorts of nonsense. Not forgetting dodges on his playbook.
Just a couple of things from chat. Matt Doran confirming 2 beers max, hence why Corker didn't go for
it. There we go. There we go. That's
Mr. Perry 64 wants to know what game it is. We're currently on game 3. We may have another
Guild
game.
Ball.
Yeah, Guild Ball
is what it is.
If we have another game today, I'll drop a message in Gubs on Facebook. If we're going to have another game today.
There may only be 3 games today, depending on how pair downs go. We don't want you to be stranded with only the 1 game tomorrow morning.
And yes, it is indeed Blackheart, Dusto Dust playing for the Union. Kickstarter Blackheart by the look of it. That leads, that clock lead Kumba has, ticking down slowly.
Or Legends Blackheart.
Looks like just kind of moving Decimate away to kind of go at...
Looks like he's going to be more than... That looks like 16 inches away from Blackheart.
Yeah, because I mean, he can go quite far, but kind of the further he goes, like if you can force him to use the on my mark, then that's 3 less influence going at Decimates.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Does Blackheart try and get some points in a goal? Or is that just giving the ball back to the
Oh, it's
Brewers?
an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, I guess
he's 7 minutes down on clock, plus however long it takes Blackheart to have a turn.
I'm not sure. I mean, I would be inclined to go, but then you suddenly give the Brewers the ability to extend their threat ranges. I mean, you can't really worry about the beer tokens at this point because the max beer has been achieved.
Max beer has been achieved.
Generally. I mean, you could do it, but it's then what are you giving up on the other side?
Because if you can win the momentum race and score, I mean, he might boot the ball out miles away, but then Blackheart can...
Is he going for it?
I think he might be. So yeah, they're counting it out now. That all these tokens seem to represent in order a Shadowlight, passing the ball back to probably Benediction. So yes, he gets it. He dodges to the second. We're here. Of course. Now we're saying on my mark for Benediction.
The first one was Shadowlight, of course. Charles did mention he's going for this because he was aware that he may lose on clock if he didn't.
He gets it back. So Blackheart has the ball and is there and is then going to charge Corker. No momentum from Michael, so nothing he can do. I wonder if Blackheart can dodge then into goal or threat range. I think he can. I assume Charles has taken the free kick because he's spent an influence to that kick on Rage. So Blackheart, it looks like we're going for a Blackheart goal and the momentum race.
Not unlikely. Got a double dodge on 2. Easily doable.
Very easily. Look at that.
Look at that.
5 hits. Could be a double dodge of some sort if he wanted it. Could be.
Momentous Butchery. He's going
now. Corker's just taken damage. So he gets D6 inches push. 3 inches push from Corker.
Oh, where does he go now, do you think?
Stumbling drunk rule.
Beautiful.
Can he block that goal?
Beautiful.
I'm not sure he can, because Charles has got 2 inches of dodge coming in. And that push is going to be because the push has to be in a completely straight line.
Crucially, more time coming off his clock as well, so he spends too long thinking about it. Here we go. Going to move to...
Oh, he's dodging away. And he can get in if he wants.
Well, he's winning the momentum race, so maybe he does the top of the next turn, but then surely Blackheart's... Oh, he's hitting him again.
He's hitting him again. I think he could have dodged into goal range if he'd wanted.
And gone for the shots, yeah. Knocking down Corker.
Interesting.
I think the problem he has next turn is the Legless Drunk is, of course, going to be in play again. So if he does damage and gets an unfortunate Legless Drunk, Blackheart's just kind of sitting there. you know. Poised for a goal shot next turn, I reckon. Oh, what's this going back?
Got second wind. Second wind on Blackheart.
There we go.
I think a goal from Blackheart and second wind may have been the best call there, but yeah, he's dodging back in. I don't know. Do you think Charles forgot about the legless drunk?
Maybe.
Or
Maybe kind of like the combination of legless drunk with kind of playing all the new rules from Union, with being on the top table, with being on stream. It's kind of several layers of.
Could be.
You're building like several layers of cards in that proverbial house.
Chose to take the damage first. If he'd wanted to get into goal threat range, he could have chosen the dodge first.
Yeah, and by, I guess, moving up. Maybe. I guess it's whether then, if Cork can still get himself in a spot that gets him in the way, would be the...
At the very least be engaged. But I think if you want the goal, you take the goal. So we've got Seize the Initiative, it looks like, played.
And Seize the Initiative was from... Let's check. Seize the Initiative was from the Brewers.
But I don't think it was enough because Blackheart has just dodged, and now Friday's coming in and dodging. So it looks like the Union are going.
Moving up to engage Blackheart by the looks of it.
Yeah, they're questioning whether a 4-inch dodge will get Friday to within engagement. I'll be honest, it looks out to me.
Just out, yeah.
But this is very close, and we'll trust the players on the table.
Yeah, they probably know what they're doing.
Okay.
Looks like they found a way to do
Friday's dodging round.
And the Union to go first.
Especially if the Union go first, Blackheart has Shadow-like.
Exactly.
So can leave.
Yep, doesn't have to bother with that at all.
So do we think Blackheart is just going to do a lot of damage on Corker, run away and give the ball back to his team? Or do you think he's going to score?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? And I guess this is it with standoffs. It's like you're getting 4 points, but what are you giving up in return? You're probably giving up Blackheart. You're giving up probably going first next turn. And then the Brewers could potentially go, they could just keep hold of the ball, because I think in the long run the Brewers will probably win that scrum.
Yep.
Or they could just go up 6 themselves.
So they've got Friday in the team, although Friday's not got any influence. So we're shadow-liking out. We're going to give a bit of punching. So dodging out, we're going to have a little bit of a hit on Corker. 2s and 1.
3 results. Momentous 1 double dodge.
So we're doing some damage.
Choosing for legless drunk to happen first. Happening on Charles's clock. Interesting choice.
Or, it's a shame. How far have we got? I haven't seen. Doesn't look very far. 1 or 2. 1 inch. So 1 inch legless drunk.
Going back towards. Not sure about that, considering how manoeuvrable Blackheart can be from that second playbook result.
It's true. He wanted a 6 and dodged right back towards his team. Charles is deciding. Charles is deciding right now. Is he going for a goal or is he going back to his team? He's going back to his team.
It seems like even he didn't know when the turn started. Going back to his team.
But Charles is on 10
going
minutes
for it now.
He's going for a goal.
Oh, God, this man is a danger.
Very important. We've just paused the clock for a Haribo break.
Understandable. Yeah, you need to keep your reserves. You need to get your Haribo fix.
So we're hitting him. We're hitting him again. Charles saying this is bad. We're doing damage onto him.
But can
getting some momentum.
Like momentous butchery.
Butchering him. I don't think anyone else is coming in and hitting him this turn
no
though.
One's going there.
We've got another request for Haribo.
Oh, Bryce has to do something. There we go. Bryce, the Haribo dolly. What a legend.
Now, a pile of Haribo now has been delivered to the table.
Now, if you were Cumber, I've got a tactical question here. What Haribo would you be picking?
I'm a big fan of the bears, just basic bears.
Fair enough. I'm a Tang Fastics man myself.
So we are going for a goal here.
Ooh.
A Blackheart goal, and then try and keep himself as safe as he can.
That's
a goal. That's a screamer. We've got a goal. We got 4 points for the Union. We've got a Blackheart dodge away. I think I agree with that. Charles is now 11 minutes down. Lands on Dog.
Oh, the
that
Dog's got the
ball
ball.
is disappearing into that Brewer scrum.
That ball is never coming back out again.
I think...
Usual stuff now from Corker. Oh. Second win going on Decimates. And plus one attack going on to Hooper. Ball snapping to Friday. And then just palmed himself in front
So
of
what
the
do we
goal.
think? Do we think Brewers are now going to retreat towards Blackheart and beat him up? And ignore the rest of the team? I think Michael knows that he's up on clock now. I think he's going to play this.
Looking at the chat, it seems like both players played their 7s this turn. So we had a lone striker from the Union and a seize initiative from Cumber. Hence why Blackheart was only rolling 5 dice.
Thank you, chat, for...
Being
we
more
were probably
on
just
it
chatting
than
about
we are.
something.
Haribo, that's what we were chatting about. The important stuff. Dirty knives going on to Blackheart, by the looks of it.
So we're keeping the ball away from Blackheart, but the rest of the Brewers team, I think, is just going to go and beat him up for momentum.
Probably looking at a times call from Spigot to get them close, I would imagine.
I wouldn't be surprised. And then... So we're asking about the threat range. Minx can't get to her.
Or maybe just go and bully Minx, but then you're kind of, much like how they've given you Blackheart, you're then giving them Decimate, I think.
No, I think the ball is just there as a placeholder. Just checking that Minx can't get to Decimate rather than Decimate getting to Minx.
Fair enough.
I think all the Brewers are just going to retreat and dare the Union. It's going to take the Union a couple of turns to even get up there.
Yeah, I mean...
And Charles is way down on clock now.
That's because so much of the Union's manoeuvrability is on that ball.
On the ball.
Second wind on Rage. Or do you even engage, or do you just re-rack? But I guess you're never getting the ball back, so I guess you have to engage, really.
Yeah, you never get the ball back. Your captain's going to die at the top of a turn, and you're down on clock.
What have we got here?
You might pick up some clock points now because there's a lot of Brewers to activate and not a lot of Union to activate.
Yes, this is where it swings back in Charles's favour.
So Corker's standing up.
With momentum.
For momentum.
I think he's iron fisting himself and going in for a charge. It looks like he has one beer token left after that. Defensive stance on Blackheart, so that's a 4-2. Tough. $11 dice coming in with a charge.
4s and 2.
Five net hits.
So like...
It must have been a Whiskey Chaser rather than Iron Fist.
Well, why? Oh, he wants a double push, that's why. To bring him back towards the team.
Doing a beer token attack. Down to twos now with the knockdown. And this is where it starts getting even better for the Brewers. Oh, he's getting another dice because Dirty Knives.
With
Yikes.
Dirty Knives.
Double push again just to get him closer towards the team.
Unfortunately, Corker's out of range to give those who don't have a beer token.
Yeah, although we must generate some momentum from those results to get a timeout out, so that's the main thing at this point, I think.
Michael doing a little happy dance, is that? I don't know.
Must be the Haribo getting to him. Union have taken an activation. They're happy just to sit next to the goal at this point. That looks like a Spigot with a times called.
Spigot with a times called. Now, this is a good contrast to our last game, where you know you're going to be losing a player. Charles isn't just throwing more players into the mix, into the grinder.
Exactly.
He's holding back. He's going to reset when Blackheart dies.
And then work out some way of kind of coming back into the game, because he knows it's going to be a struggle to get the ball back. Best thing to do at this point is try and conserve what time you have on clock, so the gap just isn't as big. And if we, as we can see now, it's getting
He's gone
closer.
from 10 minutes down to 8. It's still a hill to climb.
If anyone can do it, CN3. The man's got 3. You name him 3 times, he's got 3 sets of legs. That's how that works.
Okay.
That's science.
Did you suffer a blow to the head at some point?
Name him 3 times. He's 3 guys, right?
So we've got Decimate coming in to come and hit Blackheart and presumably taxi him wherever Michael would like him to be.
Mainly right in front of Hooper, I would imagine. Momentous 3 damage, single push. Oh, it looks like 3 more swings. And a stagger. Ooh, Lord.
So we're knocked down, we're dirty knived, we're staggered, and Hooper has yet to come in.
Is that +2?
Yes.
Yikes.
3 damage.
And a single push.
Blackheart's down to, I think, 9. Oh, Charles being very nicely reminding Michael about the beer tokens on him.
What a gentleman.
Another 3 damage and a push. 6 points health left on Blackheart.
Looks like Charles Nurse has started hitting the lollies. Watch out. Cork's been healed up just in case. Given with Blackheart's low defensive stat now, yeah, spending a little bit to heal seems fine.
You can. Yeah, so Charles is definitely resetting. He knows that he's lost Blackheart.
Friday getting the ball with a snap. Hooper striding up.
We're just...
Not bothering to true grits. I'm not sure there's much point at this point, given everything. Four net results on the playbook. 4 damage.
4 damage. Blackheart's on 2.
Oh.
Doesn't want to kill him this turn.
So just going for more pushes now at this point.
Just
to
for all
kill
the
him off
momentum.
next turn. Delay that Union fight back even more. 3
Of
points.
course, no, he does want to kill
non-momentous.
him. Actually, once you got him down to 2 and he was poisoned, he was going off the pitch, so you may as well.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, not I think it matters too much, but delaying the fight back even further, I think, would have been the idea
Oh, wait,
here.
what? Oh, maybe he didn't do that damage.
Okay. Also, the 4 damage probably didn't happen. 2.
But, you know, I think Blackheart's... Oh, maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe Blackheart's on 3 with poison.
That looks about right.
I had him down as on 2.
That seems a bit more likely. Keep him there.
He could even then kill him with Quaff. Because he'll be on...
That's the power play, isn't
Yeah.
it? Kill it with the dog.
Yeah,
Taking
so
down
we've got our
poison on
calculations
Blackheart's.
wrong. Blackheart's
Yeah.
now on 1. Knocked down. Very killable even by a mascot. Players very helpfully, again, not reading out what cards they've played, and unfortunately, due to the glare, we can't see.
I'm sure we've got the designated adults going to get them.
We are. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Ronan.
Little known fact behind the scenes here, that in order to find out what cards have been played, our lovely tech Ronan has to run up a flight of stairs to go and physically
That is
read
unless the players actually say them into the mic. Because Mike, camera glare is a thing. Seems like the Union went first, though.
Michael's giving himself a little pep talk here. I just heard him say, "Come on, Michael, you've got the clock."
It's slipping away from him, slowly but
He's
surely.
only 5 minutes up. Oh, Corker's going for it. Okay.
You'd have to manage for a kill and then throw out some beers.
Killing first some beers.
Not getting the whole team, just getting Spigot, Decimate and Hooper by the looks of it. Friday not getting a beer token, that's fine. That's not a big deal. Oh, a hell of a lot of ones from Cumber.
Yeah, it's enough for our damage. That's all we need.
2 non-momentous damage, which takes out Blackheart. So that puts the Brewers on 2 points. They're now on the scoreboard, 4-2. We'll update it in a sec once Ronan is back.
Ronan is currently on his way to find out the cards.
So currently behind on score.
So
but,
Heroic handing out beer tokens to all his friends.
Well, everyone apart from the dog And from Friday, it's just too far away. In terms of cards, we have keep the ball moving from the Union and get back in there on the Brewers. So again, the Brewers just going for the value of it rather than the actual
I don't
effect.
think they're going to get any use from get back in there.
They're not in any rush, are they? So the Union now down on activation.
So I think, but I think we're going to still go down to. I'm not going to say a boring turn. I'm going to say a methodical turn.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to have a burst of a decimate goal or anything.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Friday passing to decimate. Ball goes in. Point momentum generated for the Brewers. Back over. Oh, look at that. 3-minute difference on the clock. 4-minute difference on the clock now. That's slammed right down.
That's what happens when you put all your influence into one activation and then do nothing with the rest of the team, perhaps for 2 whole turns.
It costs you if you're not careful.
But Charles just can't. Knows that Blackheart's coming back on.
Brewers got 2 points.
2 points for Brewers.
Get a scorecard update for everyone at home.
4-2.
So we have Dusto Dust asking on the YouTube chat, how many Brewer teams are there today? If I have a look on the Handy Dandy Longshanks event, Brewers are actually the team with the second largest number of players. So we have 5 Brewers, with Masons in the lead. 8 Mason players.
8 Mason players. Why do you think that might be?
Oh, it's got to be the new honour changes, right?
I think it is. I think Honor, the First Lady of Guild Ball, is back, people.
With Avengers. In fact, every single team is represented here this weekend, apart from Miners. They're still underground by the sounds of it.
But they got lost.
Yeah.
They got lost on the way here.
Understandable. Usual buffs going out from the Cork team, standard boilerplate stuff.
Still a little bit of... we're starting again, as Michael has just said. We're resetting the standoff. Minx is very welcome to come in, I'm quite sure. She might be coming in throwing a... Yeah, she's going to come and throw an axe at Hooper's head.
Interesting thing looking at the stats of the teams here this weekend, only 1 Blacksmith player. They've fallen right off the face of the earth after that rata.
Really?
Yeah, relatively minor changes. May have been quite big for the team. Trying to find a snare token between the two of them. An axe throw has gone on to decimate.
So axe throw doing 3 damage, and of course because Minx snared someone, she gets...
She's just back to the shadows, so it's just back to the shadows as well.
And does she? Is that not Swiss strikes? He went quite far. He's got
I
more than 4.
will have a check.
She won't have both. No,
I'll level with you, David. If a card isn't orange, I generally don't tend to look at it too much. Let's have a look. Purple.
So dodged back a little far. I'm not quite sure how, but
kind of sloppy not measuring that. But who are we to say? Measure. Nah, can't get rage. So all the influence spent this turn for the Union as well.
Yeah. So there's no reason not to just click the clock as soon as it goes over to him. Try and catch up some more this time.
And having played against Charles myself, this is where he really starts to get dangerous. Is when he starts getting really efficient with his turns. He'll just pop that incredibly quickly. The amount of Charles is very good at playing clock pressure. Let's see what we have card-wise. Charles asking for his a little bit of time to put tokens away.
Taking a bit of a break, bit of a breather now to sort out all the tokens.
Crack open the cheeky Haribos with the lads.
Those Haribos have disappeared quite quickly.
Yeah, right into Cumber, I would imagine.
But yeah, I think both players definitely have clock right at the forefront of their mind. They're sorting out the tokens.
Because it's probably going to be the decider here, I would imagine.
Making everything clean.
So we have a +3 card from the Union and a +6 coming from Cumber. So that means Cumber must have had sell it to the crowd.
Again, I don't think he's going to get any use out of it. It's simply a number to him.
And then 3 for the Union was probably midfield general, which might be handy for breaking this little bit of a standoff.
That's not bad, with Blackheart coming back. And I would imagine Michael has asked the Union to go first, which he has.
So. Dan Best and Tom in the chat have pointed out that Minx had second wind. Probably
did she?
Which makes sense, hence the...
We were probably chatting about something else. I knew there must have been a reason.
How dare us doubt CN3, you know? The man.
He knows numbers. He's not going to overestimate a 4.
Well, in every number, every mathematical problem is the same solution. It's all 50-50.
It is.
It either works or it doesn't.
It is. For anyone who's overly familiar with the Earthsat's conjecture, then yeah. The
Ronan confirming the cards with us. Yep. Thought it was the 3 and a 6. So fully loaded up, Decimate and Hooper at the front and a couple of sprinkled at the back. Looks like full 4 on Minx. Full stack on Blackheart coming back on.
Rage,
Chilling
Rage, and retreating.
Or not.
Or is he? Yeah, he said roughly where he was.
Corker moving up.
So Whiskey Chase on both Hooper and Decimate. So an automatic knockdown the next time they do a thing.
Brewers not playing around this time, and looks like some tinnies going out as well.
There are.
Everyone looks like they're starting to get back to their max.
Up to their maximum of 2, which I now know.
Thanks, Matt. Looks like Benediction's been fully buffed up.
Double buff Decimate, so quick time and...
second wind.
No, not quick time, so second wind and
pick me up.
Pick me up.
God, they're just trading buffs back so quickly. It's so hard to
very quick activations.
On.
Again, both players, neither of them are fools. They know that clock is going to dictate this to quite a large extent.
Save the time for the big activations, so like Minx, Blackheart, Decimate, Hooper, things like that.
Second wind again on Minx. See, I noticed it that time. Oh, Charles, Michael measuring to get himself out of range of Minx, and Charles reminding him that he has +1 speed. Nicest man in Guild Ball there,
I think. What a gentleman. Aaron Wilson in chats has mentioned he still feels like in this situation Cumber is ahead despite the 2 VP difference. He has the clock, the ball, and knows this team super well. I'm inclined to agree. If you think otherwise or you agree, let us know in that YouTube chat.
I think so. Now, Hooper just measured that it was out of Minx, but there was the Blackheart Legendary. But actually what he's done, he's walked up. So he's bonus timing another axe throw into Hooper.
Chipping away.
More damage, more snared. Mark target on him. Gets it. Mark target, yes.
Woo. Oh,
both Hooper and Decimate mark target, and then we've got 8 inches of dodge.
So for the viewers at home, that's 1 mark target token going down for the both of them. Just stick it in the middle.
That could be because he's using an old token set that only came with 1.
Understandable, but very valid point from Owen Bell in the chat. Nurser can officially do anything, and it's automatically legal, though, so he can leverage that for advantage. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Mass does that to a person. Ooh. So Friday
passing to Hooper
with the heroic
to dodge him back into safety.
Back into Fort Brewer.
This is the standoff. Charles has clicked the clock back over to himself in order to answer the question, what is Blackheart's threat range?
What a gentleman.
What an absolute gentleman. So they think, between the two of them, they think they've worked out a 15-inch threat range with Blackheart.
Blackheart's threat range, a giant question mark.
So we're down below 20 minutes for Charles, so it is going to be counting down in seconds.
What's Blackheart going to do here?
Oh, he's
going out wide. Pirate King keeping his distance.
So do we reckon Decimate comes into Benediction to gain some momentum, knock him down and run away? Benediction does have stand firm on him, but Decimate could do double knockdowns. Looks like it. Michael's now, yeah, he is thinking about going into Benediction. Or the snake. I would probably say Benediction.
Players clarifying whether Benediction is stoic or not to make him immune to the first push. No, but he's 4 armor on the first attack, and he has immunity to the first knockdown. So
4 armor,
as
3
good.
armor because of Decimate's anatomical precision.
Correct.
So we got a charge coming in here. Do we have a counter?
He has poised. Might as well. It's free.
He has poised, of course he does.
Might be risky. Five net results.
So knockdown, stagger, knockdown.
The result.
The result.
The most result that has ever resulted.
So we do have a knockdown benediction, despite everything Charles could have done to stop that.
Decimate, I am inevitable.
I think nerves are probably getting to both players. They're unsure as to whether Michael rolled the right number of dice. Let's suspect that he probably did. They're both honest players.
But I know what that's like, you know, kind of second-guessing things. It's,
yeah.
You know, you may have, but there's also pressure, and if you can, it's best just kind of let it be and move on, I think. If you can, but it's hard.
So
going for another attack. Double push.
So we're getting double push, and we're getting momentum, and we're bringing benediction into that Brewer scrum.
Going up the drawbridge into Fort Brewer. Curious that benediction didn't go for the poised. It was free. I know the knockdown was going to happen, but like you might as well.
He did, didn't he?
No, I don't. Oh well, he may have been knocked down. Irrelevant either way.
It's irrelevant. We'll go double push.
Another double push. Oh, look at that. I don't think Union models move that far all game by themselves. Nah, they have.
So, yes, good. Look at this. We're going to a nice close-up view now that we've got a lovely scrum forming.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't like this.
Yeah.
Yucca V.
Rip benediction.
Although the gap on clocks becoming smaller by the second. 22 minutes for Kumba, 19 minutes, just over 19 minutes left for Charles. So
This
Kumba is
might actually come down to
willing it down.
Don't forget, for all of this posturing, Charles is still winning.
Yes.
We're the game trend right now. Charles is winning. And even benediction is only one more takeout. That's going to take it to 4-all.
And that is the round.
So we've now shuffled through all the cards at least once. So we've done it once now.
See if you can listen.
Actually, we can leave it on the close-up. I'd be a fan of the close-up view.
Yeah, bang on the close-up. That's where all the action is going to be happening.
Let us know on the chat. What kind of view are you preferring?
Max on the chat asking if these games will be posted later or just on stream. I'd imagine we'll probably put these up on the YouTube channel. Yeah, we've got a nod from Ronan, the designated adult. He's going to go and get our cards. Go for the knees, going for the Brewers. Got to wonder who the plus one tax going on for the Brewers. Brewers going first. Got to be Decimate or Hooperos. Any of them, really. It's nasty on any of them.
Benediction hasn't been damaged as far as I'm aware, or if has just healed a little bit of it.
Yeah, Rapid Growth will do that.
So may not die, but is going to be in a bit of a world of trouble. So again, we're fully loading Minx, we're fully loading Blackheart.
Similar to the previous turns. Hooper going in first.
Yeah, because Hooper needs to get rid of the ball. Hooper wants to pass that ball.
Given that to Friday, just dropping it, not even bothering the passing, too risky.
There's just 5 attacks coming in. Sorry, you won't be able to see the rolls.
Shove the booting coming into play. 3 points damage from Hooper. Four points of momentous damage. True Grit being popped. Five points of damage. Be a token attack and bonus time.
Benediction on 7 according to my maths.
Maybe you can do it. That's a wrap to kill him. 7 damage.
That's a dead benediction. Oh, 2 points for the Brewers. 4-all. And last activation this turn.
Just to let everyone know about the cards for each side. So the Union have Keep Your Chin Up, which might be handy for moving knockdowns if Benediction was still around, and Go for the Knees. Kumba's forgotten to put out his +1 tack from the card. I think he was going to put it on a Hooper, but he forgot about it. But it's completely immaterial because Benediction is now ex-Benediction. Thank you very much.
He has ceased to be. He has run up the curtain and joined the choir in vestibule.
Hide from it, run from it. Brewers still arrive.
Bit of a generational gap there, I think, in our references.
Cracking open the tinnies.
Handing out some drinks. I don't think Michael's in a rush to do anything else this turn. He's done what he wanted.
So we have Tough Skin on Decimate. Whiskey Chaser on Hooper.
For a very good counter-attack.
Looks like Hooper's gotten both buffs. Decimate's just got the one.
Again, just slowly trundling up the board there. So we've got a bag of coffees onto Minx. We're rinse and repeating the same thing.
Beer token for times called. Yep, nice and cozy in the middle there.
Not that it seems to be needed because not much is like rushing out. Except perhaps Veteran Decimate, just like last turn.
We have Tom in the chat asking for the current clock time. It looks like... can we just swap over to the clock view quickly?
Yeah. So you guys will be able to see it for yourselves. That gap has narrowed. So just below 18 minutes for Charles, just below 20 minutes for Michael.
But I think the momentum of this game is slightly starting to swing towards Kumba.
I think it is.
Throw out some marked targets.
Or rather, he's not losing the momentum in the way that Charles needs.
Marked target going on to Decimates.
Still not sure what Charles could be able to do about that. That ball is
How
gone.
do you break that gridlock? Because he had to go for the goal to get some points in.
Yeah.
But how do you break that gridlock as Union?
I mean, personally, given that you've only really got the Decimate activation that's going to do a lot, Minx retreated, but should she have? They, apologise. Should they have stayed? See, Rage has now retreated. Should Rage, if you throw everyone at that, he can't get everyone.
Single things out, exactly.
And you might be able to get that ball and boom, 4 points.
And we're kind of seeing this with a lot of teams now. You know, teams like Fish, teams like Blacksmith are starting to play very scrum games where they want to fight one person at a time, and the counter players just give them everything. Maybe in this case, maybe Veteran Rage was the pick to fight them on their terms. You know, Rage can fight, you know, a little bit better than Blackheart. Less good with the ball.
I think they're probably both entirely valid.
This is Decimate going into the middle of the Union, dragging in another friend.
Contemplating it. Not now.
I think.
You see, if Charles does keep retreating, and Michael can do what he did with Decimate last turn,
he can just pick. He can pick models off that team at his leisure. Wait until he gets to 8, or even just keep doing it until 12.
There comes a time when retreating doesn't work, and you lose a model, but you've got to run everyone forward. I think.
Do you think this is unfamiliarity with New Union, perhaps?
No. I think it might just be, I don't want to say panic, but you get into a mode. I don't think he probably saw Benediction being brought that far forward.
We just missed Friday using a beer token to pass to Decimate, wheeling Decimate in, looks like within range of, just outside of Blackheart's threat range.
So, yeah, and very much crowded out if Blackheart did want to go in.
Martin in the chat reckons it's game when the Brewers get the ball and keep it. Charles should have kept the ball for the whole game, play the game, get in the Brewers.
Well, that was an option. That was the turn when Charles had the choice of hit Corker a lot, run away and give the ball back to his team, or score the goal. And he chose to score the goal.
But then how do you capitalise on that? I think that was the...
Well, you've chipped at the damage.
Yeah, to keep chipping. I think that should have been the plan. Yep, like I thought I saw Minx there, and I'm like, that's within Decimate range. No problem.
So, Decimate is planning to go to someone. It's just a decision of who.
Well, I can't imagine Blackheart has healed much after he's come back on. Minx has got to be a little bit easier to deal with.
Yeah, is the quote from Michael there.
Seems apt.
We're going to pass the ball to Friday to dodge out of Castle Brewer. So, dodging out to here, spending momentum to clear the snared condition. No momentum from Charles for a counter.
Ooh.
We may get the same. I think we've got a Whiskey Chaser here as well, coming in.
Do we have the result? 2-inch push. 2-inch push
2-inch push and a
knockdown.
knockdown on Blackheart.
And the cycle repeats itself again.
Now this can be where I find we've got 3 damage and a single push. Bit of a negative play experience. When you start getting that bottom top for Charles, he's got to feel pretty bad right now.
Exactly. But I think that's where rules like the ones we tested in the beta test, if they come into the game, would be quite handy for situations such as this. At least it gives you a little bit of agency.
I think they will be.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine so, wouldn't you? Double push again from Decimate. Look at that move.
It's happening exactly the same.
Last beer token going from Decimate. Three damage, and a single push.
Now, I'm not sure if Blackheart is healed or not, but he is somewhere in the region of half a dozen health or below.
Decimate not even taking the second wind. Confidence there.
So, end of the turn, and we're clearing away some conditions as well.
I wonder if we can just swap over to the main pitch for you whilst we're
yeah, let's
getting
double check some health.
Let's have a look at that clock. Ooh!
Charles is now technically up on clock, but it's very close. About 16 minutes each.
The Nurser fight back comes now.
Is it too late? Blackheart must have healed. I think he's on about 6 health.
We'll get those cards to people in a sec. Looks like Brewers are going first. I wonder if Blackheart's not along for this world again.
Might be. From Decimate, you think, and then run away? And we reset.
Decimate's just dangling there at the moment, really. Yeah, you'd imagine it would be Decimate. Then again, I don't understand why, since you had it, Decimate didn't second wind Brewer Decimate at that point, just to hide a bit more.
Yeah.
Unless it's bait.
I think the tension is getting to the players. They were pausing and unpausing the clock, unsure whether it had actually been paused or not. But they were actually doing everything perfectly fine. They were doing everything exactly as they should. Fully loading.
Nothing
Original Decimate, they said.
Hooper.
Okay, so Hooper. Perhaps baiting in Minx.
Or Rage. Both will go down quite quickly, I think.
Yeah.
We went to 4 damage from Hooper.
4 damage. So Blackheart is on about 2.
He's heroicing up to +2 tack with True Grit.
Probably unneeded, but okay.
I mean, it's there. 2 health left on Blackheart. Momentous push and then some damage.
Blackheart's off the pitch again.
Brewers up to 6 points over the 4 from Union. And just healing Decimate. Quick go through the cards as well. Tough Skin going on to Decimate. As for the cards, Lone Striker on the Union, so they're obviously not going to take the downside of that card going second, and wing backs for the Brewers. Oh,
yeah, so he's taunted him in before before Minx has second wind. So Minx will get back to the shadows.
An additional armor on Decimate. I think she's even going for a counter-attack because Minx doesn't have a knockdown.
Charles actually rolling some dice. I've just realised that's the first time I've seen him roll some dice for a while.
3 damage, mark target down to 2 because a tough hide. So Decimate counterattack coming in. 2 hits. Double push. Oh, just dragging someone in. There we go. Yeah. Using Decimate as kind of like an anchor just to drag even more Union players into that castle.
She's then going to back to the shadows, but... Oh, throw an axe first, why not?
Casual axe.
Axe to Decimate. So another 2 damage.
And Snared going back there, back to the shadows. Retreating back a bit. Is it far enough?
Just checking the threat range of Rage. There's no reason the Decimate would ever be... Oh.
The threat range, if you will.
We're going to go with... So Friday is going to pass the Decimate and get her out of Rage's threat.
Sounds good. Beer token on the pass. Ah, heroic. Heroic with the beer token, then pass.
You get it, and Decimate's going to dodge back.
Dodging out of that 10-inch threat range.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely
Close with the action. So I think we've got to say that Michael is very much in the driving seat now.
Yeah, he's got this.
Well, it looks like we are entering the end game.
All right. What are the Union going to do here?
Surround the goal. Decimate is trying to line up a kill and get a goal.
Bad coffers on Union Decimate. Responding with the buffs of their own from their own mascot on the Brewers side.
All the buffs. And in fact, we're going to have more buffs than normal, or more tokens than normal, because she's got...
Look at that pile.
She's got marked target on her.
That's Chaos Theory.
Got to imagine that...
Stand firm on Minx, okay.
Because we're going to get a...
Whiskey Chaser.
We're going to get a Whiskey Chaser.
Using beer token, generate more beer.
Beer for beer.
B-E.
What? Whiskey Chaser on Decimate, as expected. More tokens. Just more tokens.
We called it. We could play this game for him.
Just a pile of tokens. That pile of tokens may actually be taller than Decimate.
It is said, right, that pile of tokens is the only man-made structure that is viewable from space.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Great Wall of China, what? Great Wall of Tokens. Great Wall of Mold, yeah.
Well, it's true, yeah. There's no Great Wall of China because we're in the Free Cities.
Yeah.
Double checking that there's no sneaky shenanigans. But we've all been there. We've all been paranoid. We've measured it. We've measured it again. We've done some other plans. We've gone back and we've measured it again.
Just to check. Can you come in? No. Okay. Why do I do it all the time? In between every attack.
Oh!
What's happening?
Oh, she's out. Okay.
I thought we had a twist
there.
there.
They thought they'd mismeasured it.
What a twist. The tokens are just moving at this point. They've got a mind of their own.
Such tokens.
Spigot throwing up his heroic.
Yeah, you've got to imagine just body block the goal. Although, if you walk up there, yeah, okay, yeah, second win yourself. Otherwise, Decimate is then.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
As it is, I think we actually go for Rage because Rage isn't stand firmed.
Oh, look at that! Yeah, such a target right there.
And we repeat this same process that's now been three turns in a row.
Deja vu, if you will.
We repeat this same process just that's been going on 3 times in a row.
Deja vu. God,
wow.
The bit was there.
Wow.
I ruined it. Giving up.
You just ran straight into that wall. So Vestimate's coming in, hitting Rage.
Speaking of walls, here's a Corker team. Double push onto
Double push
Rage.
and knockdown because of Whiskey Chaser, which I think Charles just reminded Michael of.
Double push momentous.
Same thing.
That's a wrap, so that's going to be 1 damage. 4 damage basically, and a double push.
4 damage onto Rage with a double push.
Uh-oh.
Duelist lunge off that momentum. Just move back in.
Make another attack. So we're not passing the ball. Well, that's okay.
Brewers aren't in any rush to do anything, are they? 3 damage single push.
So actually that puts Rage down, I think, to about 10.
Easily within stomping range.
So do we even kill him? Oh, no, we do have another.
One more attack.
A bear token attack, yes.
Double push right into the fort of Brewers. Brian Will on the YouTube chat says, I feel like I'm watching Pac-Man just gobbling ghost after ghost. Feels apt.
And again, we're dropping the ball and snapping it to Friday.
So we can do it all over again next turn.
Rinse, repeat.
So we can do it all again next turn.
Well done. Well done.
First try.
Nice, end of turn. Let's have a wide view, if we may, to have a look at the clocks. I get the feeling Michael's may have ticked down a fair amount. Michael on 10 minutes, Charles on 14, but...
He's got another 2 points there in the bag.
2 points, and the ball. Does he go for a goal this turn?
We will have to see. I have a feeling we'll find out very soon.
So again, Brewers are going to win, go first, kill Rage, and do whatever they want.
Looks like we have singled outs coming out from the grudge match card played by the Brewers. Yeah, stick it on Minx. No point putting it onto Rage. That's a done deal.
It's true.
Where are the Union going to put theirs to?
So you've got to feel the overall tactic.
Looks like the singled out from the Union is on Vestmates.
True.
Are you saying?
True. Kill Rage.
Yep.
Make sure no one else is in threat range.
Agreed.
Score with Friday as the last activation this turn.
Or just keep the fight going.
Or just keep it going, but he's now running out of time.
Correct, yeah. So
and I think if Friday can use a heroic and bonus time a shot, it's just as good as Shark.
Exactly. Looks like we have 4 influence there on Decimates, and then about 2 to 3 sprinkled everyone else. Whole bunch of beer tokens. Full 6 on Blackheart again. 4 on normal Decimate on the Union side. 2 on Minx. 1 on Benediction.
None on Rage, makes sense.
Has Rage
So
been brought back? Has Rage even been brought back on?
Who?
Has Rage been brought back on?
Rage isn't dead yet.
Oh, he's not dead yet. Okay, my bad.
Rage being hit. Looks like he's on about 7 health.
That's a wrap, so that's going to be a push and 5 damage.
5 damage push from Hooper, looking to just do it in the most efficient momentum way as possible.
2 hit, that's going to be 3 damage.
3 damage, which I think kills Rage.
That kills Rage.
So that puts
2 points for the Brewers.
Up to 8 points against the 4 from the Union. Just to go through the cards quickly, grudge match from the Union side and sell it to the crowd on the
Yet
Brewers
again,
side.
a card that I don't think... In fact, it's physically impossible for Michael to get any benefit from it.
Actually, other way around. Is grudge match was on the no, it wasn't the Union side. Yep, so I have
Grudge
that
match
right.
played by
Yep.
Union, then yes. Yes. That can make sense.
Makes sense.
So...
Kumba saying he's got to move at some point.
Forgot to move.
Forgot to move.
Forgot to move with Hooper after killing Rage.
Aha,
I don't
that's
think he minds.
a very different thing then.
Charles is wondering if there's any way to get into that scrum. He's going to fire people into that scrum,
Not
which
with
he
one
knows
person,
is a suicide mission.
Not with one person at a time. That's a marked target going on to Minx. Well, from Minx onto Vesimate. Looks like it worked.
So we're not waiting till the end of the turn. We're going... Oh, we might be going now.
Well, I guess the issue with going to the end of the turn is Benediction could just move into that nice little gap on the top left, block off the viewpoint to the goal entirely almost.
Depending when he's doing it, Decimate could move him out of the way. I think we're going to wait. Because if you were to miss that Friday shot, you wanted to be at the end of the turn when you're up on momentum, and the Union can't use that missed shot to take the ball and do any
yeah,
kind
because
of
everything
shenanigans.
could swing back onto them
So yeah,
again.
Charles is surrounding the goal, but it'll still be possible for Friday to find an angle where she's only kicking over one player. I suspect it's going to be a Friday goal to end this game.
Measuring out Decimates, threat range onto Decimates. Looks like Blackheart's just popping the legendary. Might as well use it, it's free. It's there.
So
Blackheart charging into Decimates, who's taking both defensive stance and counter. 4-2 in cover.
4-2. It's less than fun times.
Yucca V. Oh, single deck don't decimate, so, you know, it's not dreadful. Well, I mean, it is dreadful, but it's slightly less dreadful.
If nothing else, fair play to Charles, he's reversed that time difference.
Totally.
He was 10 minutes down at one point. He's now 3 minutes up. It's not awesome.
Ooh. How many hits do we
Not
have
the
there?
knockdown. Double dodge away and hit Corker. That's maybe, no, he probably can't.
Momentous double dodge.
Double dodge. There we go.
That's a brave pirate right there.
So he knocks him down. Oh, so he'll knock him down.
Let's do stagger and knockdown.
Stagger knockdown on the counter. Ugh.
Which is fine, because Blackheart can still stand up, but then he can't heal.
It's grim. It's grim. Blackheart standing up with momentum. Blackheart generating momentum, couple of dodges at this point.
Charles now regretting, saying this was a bad idea. I think so, because now that you can't heal Blackheart, he's on 8.
It's another 2 points. Knocking Decimate down.
Oh, still a miss. Momentous no damage double dodge. Yeah. That's it's not awesome. Is he going to try for the goal now? He's waiting. No, he's waiting.
To wait. He's got time, all the time in the world. Well, not all the time in the world, but he has an amount of time.
He's counting down to 8 minutes, but he's got to kill.
Blackheart countering here.
So Michael's trying to use Whiskey Chaser again.
Nurse are very calmly telling him, no, you've already done that.
So Decimate has spent momentum to stand up. She has moved. She's not yet acrobatics.
But she's a 3-2 in cover against this counter.
That's a pretty good cover.
Knocking her down.
And it's knocked down. Nothing. Oh, he got the knockdown.
Oh, Decimate on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur.
It's a good move. You've got to feel, though, it's still too late.
People, Fraser McFetridge in the chat has mentioned that Cooks and Rats are currently undefeated in the tournament at whole. Go on, Ramsey.
Rats impressively. Is that the Rats from our first game?
Yes.
Excellent. So we maybe, and I know that a lot of people have been wanting to see these new Cooks on the table. I think we're going to get to.
They are scary as heck.
That went bad, Michael says. Yes.
Yeah, although is it too little too late for CN3?
Too late. Ooh, it's 2s and 2 as Decimate hits herself.
Charles saying that he needs to stop the goal, but he's unsure if he can do it. I guess they always have that in their back pocket regardless of what happens.
It's true. So we're 1,000 cutsing. That's a verb, right? 1,000 cutsing?
If we say it, it's true.
Yeah.
Apart from when you said that all the new rookies were Nomad. That's incorrect.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 damage after Tough Hide from Decimate onto Decimate. Stop hitting yourself, Decimate.
That does actually put her down to, is that 10, 11?
Yeah, I mean, she's not too durable as far as Brewers go, Decimate, so... Oh, the singled out really coming into play here.
And singled out, knockdown, 1,000 cuts. I'd still think it's unfortunately too little.
Ideally, I think like the player's been saying, if butchery was in play here, it may have been a different story.
I think we're going to see a sprint, a Friday heroic. Yeah, he's still not rushing. He'll do it at the end of the turn.
He could probably do with a few more momentum, because at the moment I think there's caught that coin in his goal mark. I think that is momentum. Yeah, could do with a little bit more.
One more to bonus down the shot.
Yeah. She's probably got a beer token ready for the heroic. Knocks down
yeah, she's got a beer token for the heroic.
Yeah,
but they can bonus down the shot.
Cooking with fire. The snake moving up to make things difficult. Bad coffers going on to
Friday
Benediction.
can probably still sprint so that the snake isn't in the way.
Second wind and pick
Second
me up,
wind and pick me up on
Friday.
And then I think we are building to a...
Ooh, Benediction coming in to decimate
Where's
with a
he
charge.
Go?
Ooh, putting another melee range in the way of Friday there. We'll have to see if that makes a difference.
If this had happened 15 minutes ago, this might have been a turning point. But look at all those dice.
Ooh.
2s and 2. Benediction to the... Do you want to re-roll that 5, indicating that he knows it's a 5?
2 points of armor. So 3 damage down to 2, and then 1 point of damage after tough
And now I
again.
think, with my best, Mexican soccer commentator voice, we've got Friday. She's got the ball. She sprints down the middle of the field. She's dodging past 1. She's dodging past 2. She's really pretty fast.
I'm 2 tenths, Dave. I can't stand it.
So are we thinking about a charge, or are we just sprinting and shooting?
Sprint and shoot,
I don't
surely.
think you can get it so that someone isn't in the way.
But she's 3 dice normally, plus another 1 from heroic, dropping
Bonus
1,
time.
a bonus time.
4 dice?
Should be fine, which means we've now cursed it.
I've cursed it. No, you can't get out. You can't get out, Michael. Yeah.
But at this point, why not take a bit of time, but it's to win the game. If you need to be sure, you be sure.
So we've decided she can't get round. So Friday, she shadow legs, she dodges, she nutmegs the snake. I've just decided that's what she does.
Fair.
She sprints out. I shoot better after a beer. Taking a bonus time shot. We can't actually see what he's going to roll. Go, 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 go! 12-4
to the
Michael
Brewers.
Kumba victory with the Brewers. And I think that it was coming slowly, like an iceberg, but it came when Blackheart scored and that ball went back into that Brewer death
Yeah,
row.
that was huge. I mean, it was going to be a standoff either way, and you need to break it at some point. It may have been broken just a little bit early, which, I only know from hindsight now. But it is a question. It's like, how do you break that Brewer castle? In terms of the next game that we have, game number 4, we're not entirely sure yet if it's going to be today or tomorrow, but what I will do, YouTube chat, is I'll pop a message into Guild Ball supporters group on Facebook, just to let everyone know if we have another game today or another game tomorrow. Either way, we'll see you at Game 4.
Adios!